What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Reedus. So back here again for another video, man. Today we got a video uploaded by Cosmic Wonder. This one, Ghost Rider cast for MCU, Midnight Suns, Doctor Strange 2, Multiverse of Madness setup. So from what I've been hearing, I've been seeing this a lot recently. Apparently, Norman Reedus, which is okay. There we go. I lowered my chair a little bit, but it's a guy who, if I'm not mistaken, he was featured on The Walking Dead. I've seen his face a couple times. He is rumored to be the casted individual to play the role of Ghost Rider. That's really interesting if that's the case, because I actually really like Ghost Rider. I thought he was a really cool character when Nicolas Cage did him, and then I kind of like what they did with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I wish it went somewhere a little bit more, but it didn't. But anyways, excuse me, let's get into it. But before we get into it, y'all let me know down below in the comments, how was your day? Hopefully it was pretty good. If it wasn't, hopefully this message just a little bit better. Let's see what Warren has to say. Let's get it, man. Let's go.
It's Warren. Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder, where we talk all things Marvel and MCU. And of course, the hype from Spider-Man No Way Home is still super big.
Oh, yeah.
Spider-Man No Way Home has just passed Spider-Man Far From Home and has become the highest grossing Spider-Man film of all time.
It's crazy.
Congrats to Spider-Man No Way Home. Huge accomplishment. And although
I like
people are
that.
still
The
super
money
psyched
around it
for Spider-Man No Way Home and what it means for the future, a lot of people are really looking forward to Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Now, there's a lot of things that are rumored to be happening in Multiverse of Madness.
Are these three different Stranges right here? I think that's the evil or darker one. That's, I think, our regular Strange, and then I think that's another variant.
And I have personally heard that some things are true, and based off of what I've personally heard, we are in for a very big treat with this movie. Lots of rumored cameos, and with the multiverse, anything is possible, including original characters from other franchises like the Fox franchise.
Yeah, I heard Fantastic Four
cameos in this film. And speaking of characters returning, today it looks like we have some casting news about the new Ghost Rider who will be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, I would really like Nick Cage to come back and make
that would be great.
As the
How
Ghost Rider.
old is Nick Cage?
No word on that so far, but
like 50 something,
talk about
right?
the new casting developments that we've heard so far and what it means.
I thought Nicolas Cage's the first Ghost Rider film I thought was really good. The second one, it's not my favorite story-wise, but I still think it's a lot of really cool scenes and moments from it, you know?
For the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And of course, if you're new and you want to stay up to date on all the recent MCU news, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the latest videos. Now, when it comes to Ghost Rider in the MCU, I think the #1 fan casting for who should play the role of Ghost Rider,
Reeves?
Johnny Blaze, I think was Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I do not
I
think
support
he's
it.
Be playing Ghost Rider.
I don't think so,
that
but I
Ghost
supported
Rider
it.
Might have already been cast, and Keanu has recently stated in an interview for The Matrix 4 that he has met with Kevin Feige to talk about roles in the MCU, but they have not agreed on a role yet. They haven't found a role that would be perfect for Keanu Reeves yet.
Dude,
so
Keanu Reeves in MCU would be so dope, bro.
Good news for the Walking Dead fans, it could be Norman Reedus. Most people know him as Daryl from The Walking Dead. And there's a little bit of evidence suggesting that he could have already been cast.
And this has been rumored like a year ago from what I heard.
Now, according to Charles Murphy of Murphy's Multiverse.com,
drinking water before bed burns 46 pounds in 2 weeks. If you are struggling to lose weight and you're over 25, then you need to.
Only thing is, water will travel back up your if you lay down.
Been chosen to play Ghost Rider. With this news comes a lot of reports that Norman Reedus has been chosen to play Ghost Rider, and what's very interesting about this is that Norman Reedus has been liking the tweets about him himself playing Ghost Rider, and tweets just about Ghost Rider being cast in general. He's liked several tweets so far about Ghost Rider. And to top it all off, on Twitter, he tweeted a link to an Instagram page that had fan art of him as Ghost Rider, which is a pretty big sign.
Is that confirmation?
So either he's the greatest troll of all time, or there is actually a decent chance that he has indeed been.
Do you ever think like it occurs that like sometimes these fan castings are only like that? They're just fan castings, and then the actors see them and like, you know what? Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? So he starts sharing and liking, and then potentially pitches to Kevin Feige or Marvel, whatever, and then it becomes an actual thing. How many of like the actors in the MCU do you think that actually like, or actors in superhero films? How many times do you think that actually occurred? Like with which individuals are actors? You know what I'm saying? I don't know of any off the top, but that seems like something that could be pretty accurate to as to how certain things come about. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I worded that right.
Cast as Johnny Blaze, aka Ghost Rider in the MCU, assuming they go with Johnny Blaze, of course.
Of
Now,
course,
as far
they could
as
do
when
Johnny
we can
Cash.
expect to see Ghost Rider in the MCU. All signs right now.
Or is it Johnny Cash or
Doctor Strange
Cash?
and the
Cash
Multiverse
something.
of Madness. We've
Some
heard
Cash?
rumors
I don't
for
know.
over a year now that Ghost Rider will be making his MCU debut in Multiverse of Madness, and at the time we didn't know if it was going to be an older Ghost Rider, a variant of Ghost Rider, or if we would be getting our MCU Ghost Rider in the film. And it looks like it could be our very own Ghost Rider. And the timing of this kind of checks out.
dope.
Doctor Strange is supposedly going
I didn't
to
think about
introduce
that in
many
Multiverse of
different new
Madness.
aspects of the MCU. One of those aspects is a darker side to the MCU.
Dude, I can't
this
wait
movie
to see
was
this movie,
originally
bro.
supposed to be a horror film.
Right.
Scott Derrickson was originally supposed to direct the film. He wanted it
And
to
the
be a
villain was
true
Nightmare,
horror film, and
wasn't it?
What we've heard is that Kevin Feige said, no, it's still got to be PG-13. It can't be that much of a horror film. They
Yeah.
kind of disagreed about the vision, so they parted ways, and now Sam Raimi.
I was about to say the original, because Scott Derrickson, the original villain, he wanted it to be Nightmare. I remember who Nightmare is because I remember seeing him in a couple of. I remember hearing about him, but I've seen him in a couple like animated shows and cartoons and like Spider-Man and some other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I'm familiar with the character.
Is stepping up, who of course has a horror background, and he is
Mm-hmm.
directing Multiverse of Madness. So it's not going to be all out, not going to be just a true full-on horror film, which I'm excited about. I don't really do horror that well, but based off of what we know,
Aw,
it is
man.
going
I
to be
didn't
pretty
either at
trippy, and
first,
it's going to
but
be dark and introduce
I'm more
the
open to it.
supernatural side of the MCU, such as dark magic, demons, and of course we'll probably explore the Darkhold a little bit more as well. Which in the
Dude.
comics was
Oh
created
yeah.
by
Darkhold was in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and then it was also heavily tied to Ghost Rider and okay, it's coming together.
evil elder god, Cthulhu.
If you didn't
Like I
watch
said,
Agents
a lot
of S.H.I.E.L.D.,
new
you should
things are
watch
going
it.
to be introduced in this film, and one of those things, or I should say groups, is supposedly going to be some type of a setup for the Midnight Suns. Not sure if they'll all come together in this
That'd
film,
be
but
so
the
dope.
setup for them should happen in Multiverse of Madness. Ghost Rider, of
Gotcha.
course, is a part of the Midnight Suns group.
Blade,
And then we have Blade coming to the
Strange.
MCU. We've actually kind of already seen his MCU debut in the post-credit scene
Heard
for
it.
the Eternals. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it with Kit Harington, but Kit Harington's Dane Whitman, aka the Black Knight, is about to pick up the sword, and right before he picks up the sword, we hear a voice ask him if he's sure he wants to do that. It has been confirmed that this is the voice of Mahershala Ali, aka the actor who is playing Blade in the MCU. So Blade has already been introduced.
They're setting
And of
some
course,
stuff
Doctor Strange
up.
himself is a part of the Midnight Suns. And then
Yeah.
the other big name who is a part of the Midnight Suns is the Punisher.
Punisher,
And I'm not trying
Moon
to get
Knight,
anybody's hopes up.
Morbius.
This is my own speculation, but they did
Morbius,
just bring
okay.
back Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil.
John
and
Bernthal?
Vincent
No
D'Onofrio
way.
as Wilson Fisk, aka Kingpin in the Hawkeye series. So
Just look at the way this guy is like posed right here. This is I I don't know, man.
John returning to play Frank Castle, aka the Punisher, isn't off the table. Now, I want to reiterate, I'm not saying that this is going to happen, but it is definitely
don't get
a
my-
possibility
don't get
now
me
that
hype.
Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio have returned. And with characters like Blade and Ghost Rider now entering the MCU and the
And
darker
Moon
side
Knight
of the MCU
and
kind
Morbius.
of coming to the front and
Sony
center
thing.
stage, if there was a time to bring back John as Frank Castle, aka the Punisher, now's the time. And I know fans would absolutely lose
Oh
their
heck
minds for that.
yeah.
Now, having said that, I know some fans wanted Gabriel Luna from Agents
I
of
thought he
S.H.I.E.L.D.
did pretty
to come
good.
back and play
Gabriel
Ghost
Luna?
Rider. Gabriel played an excellent Ghost Rider for Agents
Yeah,
of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I thought
but
I enjoyed
the way
it.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. ended and the way Kevin Feige has kind of talked about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in
It's
the
not
past
canon
leads me
anymore.
to believe that they aren't going to bring any characters from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
into the MCU. It's
Yeah.
weird how Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. kind of started off canon and then
Right.
kind of went off
It
into
was
its own thing and wasn't
after the season with Ghost Rider. I think I watched a couple episodes in the next season. It was like the whole space thing, right? What's the dude Leak or Deke or whatever? It was a character. And I remember watching episodes here and there, and after that season, I was like, yo, I just kind of, I fell off with a lot of TV. I stopped watching Flash, Arrow, all that good stuff. But, yeah, they went some crazy places like time travel and space, and
by the
I don't
end,
know.
there's still some big debate about it, but it
Yeah.
doesn't really seem like any of those characters are going to return. So just because
Sky
they're
and
bringing
all
some
them,
Netflix characters back, I would
Mac.
not expect any Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Shotgun
characters
Axe.
to come back. Although I would like to see Coulson in some way.
Coulson, yeah.
But unfortunately, it looks like Gabriel Luna is not going to be
Coulson's
reprising his role as Ghost Rider in the MCU. There have been reports right now that Norman Reedus is going to be Ghost Rider, and he has been liking these reports. And if you actually look back prior to Kingpin's debut in the MCU in the Hawkeye series, Vincent D'Onofrio actually did the same thing. He would go around Twitter liking tweets about Kingpin in the MCU. He never admitted to anything, but he would like things that would state that he is going to be Kingpin in the MCU. That was his sort of subtle way of telling us, yes, you are right, I'm coming back. I can't say it, but I am. So perhaps this could be Norman Reedus' way of telling us, yes, you're right, I have been cast as Ghost Rider. I will be playing Ghost Rider in the MCU. I can't tell you, but I am. And if this is the case, if this is true, let me know what you think about this casting in the comments down below.
I think it's good casting.
Do you not like this? If you don't like
this,
who else did you have in mind?
Besides Keanu, Nick Cage, I think he fits it. Don't forget to like the
video and subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest MCU news. For live updates,
he's an older guy,
on
though.
Instagram and Twitter. And as always, thank you all so much for watching.
Wolf. All right, thank you very much, Warren, aka Cosmic Wonder, for letting us know the great news. So, Norman Reedus cast as Ghost Rider. Do you like it? Potentially, of course, potentially casted. Are you a fan of it? Are you not a fan of it? What are you looking forward to? Are you excited? Are you not excited? Do you think he'll show up first in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness? Do you think they're setting up a Midnight Suns? I don't know. In fact, you know what? Why not? Yeah, they could put Black Knight in it, Blade, because we know Black Knight and Blade are, you know what I'm saying, they're going to be heavily intertwined. So Black Knight, Blade, Strange, Ghost Rider, potentially bringing back John Bernthal, dude, and then they got Moon Knight coming up next year, and then what else? I think there's one more character I'm missing. Morbius is a thing, but that's a Sony thing, so I'm not sure how that's going to interact. But yo, I'm liking what I'm hearing. Y'all let me know down below in the comments what are your thoughts and opinions on this. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitch. You can also follow me on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram at Leroy Says So. Same YouTube channel. They can also send me to chat too. That being said, peace.